Welcome back to another Model Tree Store tutorial. You can order these Sagebrush armatures at modeltreestore.com if you'd like to create your own. And here I'm going to show you how I will make a 6-inch model tree out of this armature. So as you can see, it's a little bit taller than the 6 inches, and I've got the small branching material that I'm going to put on it as well. So the first thing I did was come in and clip it and shorten it a bit so that it was the size that I needed. So take whatever time is needed to do some trimming and cutting and get everything to the height that you need. So once I completed that and have all of the longer and extra limbs cut off, then it's time to make sure we've got the right size, as we do here, and then start putting on the small branching material. For that, I plug in my glue gun and then grab a handful of the material that I use. This is a type of sedum plant that I use generally. I do have some other options that I use, but the sedum variety seems to be one of the best that I've found. So I look at the tree a bit, I look at the material that I have to add on to it. I'll generally break off the long limbs of that smaller material and throw those limbs out because I really only need the small branching material. And then I'm going to hold that up to the tree, decide where I need to put it, and then place the glue. The glue dries pretty fast, and so I need to know where I'm going before I put the glue on there. And this material is fairly fragile as well, and so I'm going to glue it and then carefully place it. Then I will wet my fingers and press that glue, basically the tree limb or the armature and the small material limb together there. As you can see there, I added a little bit of extra glue just to make sure that it's in place. And then we'll just move forward with each piece. So now I'm looking at it saying, okay, I need a little bit more here. And so we're going to add that piece up there. I generally like to work from either one side to the other or from the inside of the tree out. With these smaller trees, this worked out pretty well to just start on this one end and then kind of work across the tree. So we'll just go through and add a bunch of this material here. So as you can see, we've got a pretty filled out tree. We've got a lot of that smaller branching material there to make it more full. So at this point I decide, hey, I've got what I want. The tree looks the way I want it to. I'm going to drill a hole into the bottom of it here so that I can put the little pin in it that I want to hold it. And I actually will need to trim that later, but that went in pretty tight, so I figure, okay, we'll put a little bit of glue around that and leave it there. And that will then glue into the base that I'm making for this particular tree. Next step is to take it outside. I haven't found a better way to do this, honestly. This is a quick approach, and I just spray those smaller branches. And as I started this one, I realized, all of this stuff, it is so fragile. Let's just give it an overall spray. So kind of set everything in place, adhere the pieces that are there, the fragile stuff, all ready together. And then since I've got a bit of spray, this is just a clear matte spray, matte or satin. And since I've got a lot of that on there, I'm going to go ahead and drop some foam material. I use either, this is Scenic Express foam foliage, but I often will make my own out of sawdust. But I had this here, and this particular tree is to be an autumn oak tree, and so I used the foam material that I had of the right color. And so again, this is just a continued process of adding the leaf material until you have things filled out, have the base material covered. I actually finished out this can of spray and moved on to the second one that you see down there. Oh, and then I have to watch the wind. The wind changes direction on me all the time in my backyard, so you can see it's blowing now off of the rocks there in the direction where I was, and I didn't want to get that all over my clothing. So I moved over and continued spraying here. So again, just fill this out, put as much foliage on there as you want, and then you'll need several coats probably of spray afterward to kind of seal it. And that's about it for this tree. It's pretty much finished. I give it a final coat, and then I'm going to go hang it in the garage to dry. I'll normally hang it outside, but it's so cold out here I don't want to hang it out in the tree. So like I say, I did have to open up that other can to finish things off here. I appreciate you taking the time to watch my video here. I would appreciate a comment, good or bad. Tell me what you think, how you like it, what you think of my work here. And of course, if you are looking for your own armatures or would like a tree made, click the links in the description below and come on over to my website, modeltreestore.com, or my Etsy store, and I can take care of you, whatever it is you want, especially if you want something unique or different. I love to get requests for new things. This particular tree, for example, is going to be hung on a Christmas tree as a Christmas tree ornament. And that's the first time I've done something like that. So it was fun to be able to work on this tree. Thanks for watching.